What do you do, everyone? Welcome to stream. It is Monday, and I'm finally back after some amount of time that I do not remember. How are y'all doing? Yes, ears. I have them. Because I'm not playing games today, so I don't need headphones on. And I know technically it would look cooler if I had them on, but no. Epic Ranger, if you're sick, skip class, man. That's your one excuse to get out. Take it. So good Dracula game. Okay, look, I may have a bit of the tism, but not enough to wear a cape randomly around the house. Just saying. Oh my god, it's Jonkler, and he acknowledges the existence of Miku Monday. We're doomed. Thank you, Kaiser. I got this as a little reward for going out to test Arkham Shadow when I did that. I wasn't allowed to wear it initially for content, but then when we went back for the full game playtest, they just said, no, do it. Because the people who gave us these initially were wrong. So, yeah. Got the camouflage logo on it. I don't think so, Lou. Not since I was on last. I don't know, it just looks... I guess my hair just looks different because it doesn't have the headphones around it. Yeah. Don't need them today. Absolutely not let me invade. I got a buzz cut sometime last year, and without my glasses, I literally just looked like Aaron Paul from like season 4 Breaking Bad. Which isn't a bad thing, but it's not me. So, yeah, I need hair. Ranger Master, thank you. It is one Riddler challenge, but with all games, and 2 finish all side missions as they pop up like Riddler challenges, but updated. Yeah, I want to do that, but it's friggin' hard. The Riddler challenge for Arkham City was bad enough, and I knew everything from Arkham City. So trying to do that for like just any of the other ones, which I have not completed in years. There's a Lego today. Excellent question, King. The very one I was holding up in the thumbnail. Like, it's not hard to discern that. It's basically just a portrait that you can interchange between Batman, Jonkler, and Quinn. It's actually exactly like this one that I've got back here of Darth Maul, which is unfortunately being hidden by Mimikyu now, but is still here, and I like it. So I have another one that's Batman. How many pieces? Well, it comes in 4167 pieces, but for just the actual model, it's definitely a lot less because this has the number of pieces to deal with 3 individual portraits that you could interchange. We're not in the saloon. I did not say it comes. Well, it can't be the Asylum King because the Asylum is up here, next to the Batman bust. Yeah, screw it, I'll grab it down for you. Gently, of course, hopefully, baby. Yeah. I've merely adjusted it a little bit to be more fun, insane. I've got all the heroes locked up because the villains broke out. And the front is just boring. But Batman's up there ready to save the day. Yeah. I've had that for like 6-7 years now. I like it. It deserves top shelf material. Yes, clown legs. You saw them. You're welcome. Yes, bro, man. You could say that it was a serious house on some kind of serious earth. That's a fantastic question, Let Me Invade. I sure wish I knew, but at the same time I don't, because it's unfunny as shit. At least 21 was funny. At least 69 and 420 have funny tangential relations. This is 6-7 is bullshit. It's stupid. Competitive Lego building a thing? I'm sure it is, Billy. Competitive anything is a thing at some point or another. Yes, 25 is funnier than 24. That right there is a fact. Yes, Mohammed. Ideally, sometime next week. I am waiting on a sponsor deal to go through. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to get back to me so that I can send them the video and then upload it hopefully only a couple of days later. And Ranger, thank you. You feel when the person said I am Batman? I didn't give a shit. I just gave him the sin after. I don't care about any of those points that they make. I just exist to debunk them. They didn't actually offend me. I just played it up for the bit. At the same time, though, I do not like Sims channels because they just absolutely don't care about the media that they're talking about. No, Best Man and Jonkler, it is neither Under Lucky Stars nor Raid. Under Lucky Stars, they don't have to send them anything. You literally just upload, and if you get any, what's it called? If you get any clicks, you get revenue back. And then Raid, I've already burned that bridge. They're never coming back to me. Exactly, bro, man. Like, that's my biggest problem with them is that they claim to be satire and just like making jokes or whatever, but they literally just aren't funny 90% of the time. Like, the only one that I occasionally found funny was Chari, however you pronounce his name. And like, he's occasionally funny. I watch some of his stuff after the fact, but even still, like, it's not good. Half the time his jokes are terrible. This one, trying the one that's in the thumbnail. Well, best man, the reason that it thinks that way is because I made it think that way. I just marked Lego Batman because I didn't have anything else to mark for that section. And yes, Jonkler. It is Sand Undertale. But made of yarn! Except not, because it's just the thing. Yeah, Cinema Wins is so much better. Like, they're better and they're just funnier, too. Like, they don't make jokes as often as Sins tries to, but it's like, even then, like, his lack of jokes are just funnier. And his points actually, like, mean something. Because ultimately, I mean, you've seen from my channel, I try to look for the good in even the worst places. You've seen my fucking Suicide Squad videos. Like, I look for the good where there is very clearly not much good. And Cinema Wins does the same thing, and I respect that. Hey, BP. It's all good. I mean, clearly I've been very busy, too. I haven't streamed in, what, 2 weeks or something? Yeah, these last 2 weeks have just been a complete clusterfuck. Because I've had to get 2 videos done for the beginning of October for potential sponsors, and one of them is likely not even happening now, so I've just completely wasted my time in getting it done and waiting instead of just uploading it when it was done. Like, I finished it, like, 5 days ago, and I could have uploaded it, but these sponsors are not getting back to me, so I just couldn't do it. And then the other one is actually getting to me, and I knew that it was going to be beginning of October, so I had to get that video ready in time so that I could just film the sponsor segment and then send it over to them. But yeah, that was a cluster for this week. And then big news on the Clown Puncher 139 personal life. 2 weeks ago, I went on a date with an actual girl. And then 5 days later, she ghosted me. So yeah, that's been a fun, anxiety-filled week. It was a really great date, too. Like, had a lot of fun. She was awesome. I wanted to do a second date. It sounded like at first she did, too. And then just sudden ghosting. But you see, the thing is with this is that I also almost think that it's not a ghosting because there's so many factors coming together to make me think that it's not. And like the biggest one is that she's still on the app that we matched on. but at the same time hasn't unmatched me. So like that's making me think that she hasn't been back on in like the week and a half that we haven't been talking. So it's just none of it is making sense. So currently my theory is that she's been kidnapped or is dead. I'm hoping neither of those are the case. But at the same time, like that is the only logical explanation for what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fucking with my mind for the last week. So, yeah. Oh, I know it's overthinking. But at the same time, I'm crazy and stupid. I had a whole talk with my D&D buddies for like 2 hours after this situation started. So like I've gotten all my grievances out about it and I'm just kind of sitting and waiting. Yep, this loom has indeed made me crazy. Nah, big man. Not even close. That was one of the things that got me the date with her. Like, that's the craziest part. Literally, like, ranting for 10 minutes about D&D was one of the things that got me a date as quick as it did. It doesn't make any sense. Like, she was awesome. I was really hoping for a second date. I really liked her. But then it's just no words. Didn't really do make sense. Ain't that the truth? I ranted about Undertale too, bruh, man. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned DDLC at some point as well. Like, her favorite games were, like, Fire Emblem, Nier Automata, Stardew Valley. She's got taste. And, like, our music taste was lining up, too. Like, I thought it was fucking dead set. Guaranteed second date. Whew, gone. Yep, I told her about the channel pretty quickly, too, because I have my job description on my dating profile. So, like, if someone wants to ask about it, they can. And she did. Think about her next step for an entire week. Started, finished, and completed platinum. Damn. Spider-Man 2. Hell yeah. Moved out to another city. How far away is this other city from where you live, ABP? And bro, man, that is exactly what it says. My profile says, and I quote, niche internet micro celebrity at YouTube. And I have tried making the next move, Hefe. I have sent multiple messages to try and reconnect, but no responses. I hope so too. But at this point, things are looking grim. No, no, no. AVP, not the word celebrity. Micro celebrity. There's a difference. Yeah, bro, man, that's my biggest thing. Like, I'd be fine with not going forward if she doesn't want to, but it's like, tell me. Don't just not respond out of nowhere after literally an entire week of responding within like an hour of whatever message was sent or whenever they were available. And the other thing is no red receipts either. Like, we went the entire week always seeing red receipts, and then all of a sudden, for these last couple of ones, just left on delivered. Which means to me that either she's, like, in some place without service and can't see the messages, or doesn't, or, like, just hasn't looked at her phone for an entire week, or has blocked me. Like, it is a long series of events that I'm running through my head, and very few of them make sense. That's my only other explanation, bruh man. But that would also imply that, again, it's been an entire week and she hasn't gotten a replacement of some kind or found some other way to message back to me. And no, you can't see if they've seen what you said on the app. Entirely possible, Nightwing. But unlikely, because she'd be working right now. That stream, sorry you found the path to Britain, found Britain, lost Britain, flew to Britain accidentally, found the path again, and possibly. Yep, that's about the long and the short of it. Hey, dude, she got back to me. Fucking celebrate with booze and buds. I don't know. My hope is that she'll get back to me tonight while I'm at D&D so that I can talk through this situation with my boys. But who knows? Who knows? Sorry, Moonshine. I wish Moonshine, best man, but the guy whose girlfriend made that moonshine, she dumped him. So unfortunately, our friend group will not be getting more moonshine anytime soon. That's a great question, Benjamin. Let's honestly get to it, because I have been stalling for a long time. The problem is I need to figure out how to set this up, because I figured it out at one point, but I might have forgotten everything that I did. I moved you up there. Camera tilted down to the desk. You can see my mouse pad. enjoy the tiniest sight of boobs, I guess. Guess I'll move the mic over here and hope that it's appropriate sound. Yeah. It's weird with the camera, but this is the best that I got. Here's the set. Now I just gotta open it because I did not plan on opening it yet. Come on. So many things. Batman. And it's all studs. Plus a couple of other things. Is there audio? Audio edition? No, it's just telling you to put earbuds in. Yeah, but I do not want earbuds in because then I would not be able to concentrate on what you all lovely people are saying. Come on, open up. I hate tape. It's the worst part of a Lego set. Plates. Alright, I think that's everything. Yep. So now I'm gonna throw you over there. Put this back. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta organize this shit. It's not a great plan for such a tiny desk, but it'll have to do. I'm guessing these are extras. Too many studs. Alright, what have we got here? A lot of art. Okay. We've got a stud remover. That's good. Batman. Okay, this is the hard part. Because now we gotta build through all of these somehow. And I've got to organize everything. Of course, none of the bags have numbers, even though this would be the time to have the numbers. There's too many things. I don't know where to start. I'm scared. Let's try to figure out which ones are which. That's number 1, I think. It is so hard to tell. These colors are so similar. I almost need, like, little cups with the appropriate numbers on them so that I can figure out what's what. Okay, I've got everything in order now. I just need to figure out how to lay them out. This desk size is not ideal. are. You go over there. Let's try just laying them out like this. Straight line across everything. I don't think I'll be needing any of those colors because they're probably for Joker. Yeah, there are a lot of great movies coming out 2027. Which pretty much means that there's nothing coming out next year. What is coming out next year, movies-wise? Doesn't even have to be comic book movies. Just anything. Because I have no idea. Oh yeah, Doomsday's next year. But Spider-Man is only next year? Because, like, they just started filming a couple of months ago. Like, that seems really, really quick for that kind of movie. Battinson Part 2 is 27. Unless it gets delayed again, in which case it'll probably be like 29 or something. Granted, it is more practical effects. True, but still, like, again, they just started filming. Meanwhile, like, I already need the separator. Meanwhile, Doomsday is coming out over a year from now, and they just finished filming. So for Brave and the Bold, I think so. I mean, it's not giving me any reason to not be excited, so yeah, I would say so. I don't know what the concept is supposed to be. Wasn't that the one that's gonna be with both Robin and Nightwing? Or am I misremembering? Come on. Why did they make these ones in particular so hard to open? Oh, Damian is in it? Ugh. No, why? Damian's the worst Robin. Okay, now I'm very skeptical about it. Robin and Nightwing is a dynamic duo. Okay, that I'm probably excited for. Emphasis on probably. Waiting for one of those bags to burst open. Oh, it'll happen. It will indeed happen. I guarantee it. I stand by it. Okay, we got a lot of twos. you got basically this whole corner is nothing but 2. So this will be a fun set to work with. I guess that's the unfortunate part of this set, is that A, it's all studs, and B, many of them are going to be the same color. It is mostly going to be gray and blue and black. I can almost guarantee I'm going to be losing studs, and next time I vacuum, I'm going to be hearing quite a number of clickings while I'm sucking them up unintentionally. Can at least attain True Jedi. True, I have a lot of blue studs. That's absolutely worth True Jedi. And a couple of purple ones, but not the correct purple color, so I don't think it'll count. Deltarune Chapter 5. Deltarune's supposed to be 7 chapters, right? If I'm not mistaken. Alright, well then, I might actually be able to play it in my lifetime then. I don't know if I said it on stream, but I said it somewhere probably that I don't want to play Deltarune until the full thing comes out. Which probably isn't the right mindset to take to a game like that, but I'm set in my ways. Undertale's my favorite game of all time, and I don't want it potentially being ruined by a game that I have to keep waiting for. Game's halfway finished. Technically more than halfway finished. Change anything about the Arkham games? I mean, a lot, realistically, but the biggest thing that I have just talked about many times over is the Arkham Knight's reveal. I still stand by that it should in fact be Jason, but they need to reveal it when he's confronting Batman in Ace Chemicals. Otherwise, it just feels completely pointless. I can already tell my fingers are going to be hurting a lot by the end of this stream. Pushing in all these studs is not going to be good for the little guys. Legacy of the Dark Knight, of course. I haven't played Lego Batman for years, because I've literally only played the first one, and actually technically the second, but only the DS port, so not really played the second. But yeah, Legacy of the Dark Knight looks absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait. I did see Fantastic Four Alter, and it was fine. Like, it was enjoyable, and I had a good time in the theater seeing it, but could have been better. It is absolutely what Marvel needs right now, but at the same time, they absolutely could have done better. I liked Superman more. I did like it more than Thunderbolts, though. Thunderbolts, in my opinion, is incredibly overrated. How much it cost you? I do not know. I've had this sitting in my closet for like 2 to 3 years. I just never got around to building it. So here I am now because I'm just bored. Hello, 928. Welcome in. Seven. I just want a 7. Why did I open 7? I don't need 7 right now. I'm doing 7 later. Yeah, like, same, Hudson. I enjoyed it a lot. It was absolutely something that Marvel needed. It needed a win like that. But at the same time, like, it just doesn't hit the same as, like, Guardians of the Galaxy or the Suicide Squad, which it's literally just the same thing as, you know? It's just a group of nobodies getting together and doing a deadly, impossible mission. But like these nobodies just weren't that engaging. Like I've genuinely forgotten all of their names except for Bucky. Because like you know Bucky. Like everybody knows Bucky. Oh yeah, Red Guardian was fantastic. He was a highlight. But at the same time, I did not even remember his name, which I feel terrible about because he was my favorite part of the movie. And also just the way they completely disrespect Taskmaster. Like, I've said this many times, I've never read a comic in my life, but because I played Spider-Man 2018, I know that Taskmaster is supposed to be an intimidating SOB. And they just didn't do that. Which sucked. Because Taskmaster is supposed to be awesome. And yet she's the first one to die. Am I off? Shit. I am off something. What am I off on? Crap, I think I've already screwed up. go farther down. Okay, no. No, I was just looking at everything completely wrong. Okay, I'm just stupid. Anyway, Taskmaster, like, I'm hoping that they bring him back as, like, an actual threatening character. So that they can do all of the crazy things that they've done with him in the comics. Like, I know one of his funniest bits is that he literally will not fight Deadpool or Moon Knight because of how batshit insane they are and unpredictable. And, like, I want to see that. I want to see, like, any of them bouncing off each other. Because that would be hilarious. And also, I need to watch Moon Knight. I never got around to that. But, like, I keep hearing it's one of the better projects. That they did before everything collapsed in phase... What are we in? Phase 5 or something? Alright, we're done with the gray. Good start. Not faithful to comics, but amazing. I mean, that's kind of the best way to do new projects, I think. Like, stay faithful enough to the comics where, like, you're not going to alienate your entire audience. But at the same time, like, do something unique. Like, that's what Gunn did with Guardians. Like, took complete nobodies that had, like, probably 5 comic runs ever, and then turned them into superstars that are now in literally everything because their movie was fucking awesome. Like, take some liberties to make something unique, but at the same time don't stray too far away to the point where you're just making an entirely new character. I wouldn't quite go that far, Lou. Because, like, we kind of said the same thing just about this general phase of the MCU as a whole. And now, all of a sudden, like, we're so back. Because we got Fantastic Four, Deadpool and Wolverine, Thunderbolts, all these really good movies after this tidal wave of shit. So then all of a sudden just saying, oh, we're so done after Avengers fails. I wouldn't say so. Like, personally, like, I'm hopeful for it. Because, like, I want it to be good because I love all the other Avengers movies with all my heart. They're my childhood. But at the same time, I am not optimistic because they finished filming and need an entire year and a half to get this shit completely finished, which is just way too much for me, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly, bruh, man. Like, I'm not overly hopeful for it because, frankly,
the fact that they weren't even done writing the script while they were filming half this thing just screams terrible existence. But, I'm going to go in with an open mind. Did the same thing with Rise of Skywalker, even though that movie was absolutely dog shit. So I'm going to try going with open mind. And hey, we got our first piece done. Look at that. It's man's ear, I think. Yeah, it's his ear. Which is just simply proof that this is not man, but Batman. Put you all over there, and we will move on to the next page. We are 1/9 of the way done. Oh, that's 2. Why is that 2? Release. And this one is a lot of 9s. Yay. Bat themed brick separator. I mean, it's black, so I guess that's bat themed. Why'd you hate Deadpool and Wolverine, bruh man? Like, that is easily one of my favorite movies. Frankly, just of all time. The movie's fantastic. Fair enough, Scottish. I mean, I think I got the same one with the Darth Maul set. Biggest reasons of Wade arc. Same from Deadpool 2 or worse. Original character from Deadpool films are sidelined. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't agree with it, but fair enough. To each their own. You are allowed to have that opinion, even if I do not agree with you. At least this one I have a much lower chance of screwing up than the previous one with the tiny details. But I know that means that the next couple of ones are going to be awful because they'll have all the details. Oh yeah, because this is just Batman's forehead. That's a great question, big man. I'd like to know that myself. Why are y'all talking about cucking? I look away for 2 seconds to get this straight line in, and suddenly you're talking about Deadpool and Spider-Man being cucked. Probably not that high, Avery. Probably about the same level as Anarchy's followers, because that's really all that they are. They're just basic civilians. Yeah. That have suddenly just turned criminal. Because society's to blame. And it is. Society is always to blame for all of your problems. There is nothing wrong with blaming the government, billionaires, etc. for all of your problems. It is your moral obligation, in fact. Arkham Origins, Riddler's name is Edward Nashton. Asylum, name is Edward Nigma. Yeah, just changed his last name. People have done crazier over time. Absolutely not, big man. That shit was draining to my mental health. And I don't want to do it again. Besides, Paladin already beat it. He beat me to it. So, I'm not going to try and steal his glory away from the fact that he beat something faster than me. Much faster than me, no less. You're welcome, Tape Splicer. Welcome in. Yep, Avery. Same with Batman. I saw a Tumblr post. For the record, I am not on Tumblr. I just see their posts on YouTube and occasional Discord meme chats. But I saw a post a while ago that was essentially just a fan fiction about how much Batman hates all of his money. So, like, he goes around trying to spend all of it just to make Gotham better without being, Batman. But every little thing that he does just miraculously keeps making him more money. And it's like every time that he essentially just tries to go broke, he just gets more money back. Keeps becoming richer and richer and richer, even though he is literally doing nothing but spending money. And personally, I think that would make for a fantastic comedy sketch for Batman. Just like seeing the life of what Bruce Wayne does behind the scenes. Just seeing him try to get rid of everything, but just being rewarded more and more. Especially because that's frankly a fantastic message for everybody, that billionaires do not need to keep hoarding all of this money. They could spend all of it and just keep making more money. Like, it's the antithesis to the capitalist mindset. all just 9 now? Yep, it is all just 9. Alright. Strap in, folks. We gotta fill out this whole black area with blue. Very, very, very dark blue. Absolute Joker is like that concept art for Titan Joker that never got to see the light in Arkham Asylum. I might actually still have it somewhere on my PC, but yeah, it was in the iceberg. And frankly, it was a much better design for a monstrous Joker than the actual Titan Joker that we got. Hey, Adam. Yes, it is a lot of studs, and already it is hurting my fingers, and we're only barely done with the second panel out of 9. What is she barking at? Probably the mail. I would assume the mail. Building on one day. That's the plan, Lori. Don't have anything else to do. I mean, we've only been going for basically a half hour. I started an hour ago, technically, but only been building for a half hour. Because I spent a long time yapping. How many pieces is the set? In total, 4167, but in actuality, it's basically a third of that because you're only using a third of the studs. Because technically, it's 3 sets in one. You got Bats, Jonkler, and Quinn. But of course, we're doing Bats because I've already got a Joker thing up there, and I need a Batman piece of memorabilia. Let's not get into that kind of question at the moment, Boro, because there's a lot of people that I would say that for. But I'm sure many of those choices would just get me thrown off this site and probably pitchforked. I've certainly got my answers, but I don't want to say them. I mean, you can really make an assumption of them based on that woke video and any other political views that I've said. Could just say David. Fair enough. Yeah, that's not a bad option, all things considered. I mean, I've said it many times, like in videos and in streams, that my political stance is that I hate everybody. Like, there is genuinely not a single good politician in this country. Because if there was, there would actually be doing something. But at the moment, nobody is doing anything. Except for bad shit. So, until somebody gets their act together and actually does something, I am not going to affiliate myself with a political party. Because they all suck. Do some suck more than others? Absolutely. But ultimately, in my head, they all suck equally. Because they're not doing jack diddly shit. Alright. After I put these in, that is panel 2 done. Boom. Panel 2, Batman's forehead. Panel 3, Batman's other ear. This is a lot more detailed. Completely unrelated note, this is my first time building a Lego set at an actual table. Like, any other time that I've built a set, I've been, like, on my bed or on the floor. Like, when I was a kid, I was always just hunched over like this, trying to get every little piece in. Yeah, and it was not good, but I did it, so now, for once, I actually get to sit at a real table. And this is much more fun, much better for my back. No. Name that I cannot pronounce because that is an alphabet that I do not know, I'm sorry. No, there is no good rich guy in Gotham aside from Bruce Wayne. In fact, there is not a good rich guy in real life that is not Bruce Wayne. Because unfortunately, Bruce Wayne does not exist. Take a look. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Like, you've seen my lack of space already. I mean, at the start of the stream, or start of the build, I was trying to figure out where the hell I put any. That was not correct. Damn it. It's supposed to be 2 more over. There we go. Outran? Alright, I will try to remember that then. Probably magic. I feel like they're gonna cram as many references as they can into that game. I mean, I don't know if you all heard about it, but like as soon as the game was revealed and people on r/Arkham were going absolutely insane over it. After the game was revealed and people on r/Arkham were going crazy, one of the devs basically took to Twitter and said, I will do everything in my power to get a man skin in the game. So, I mean, me personally, I am certainly holding out hope that we get man in the game. Which, especially after hearing what happened with Skidetcher, would certainly be an interesting turn of events. In case you all didn't see my post yesterday, Skidetcher is actually alive. I mean, I won't really get into the finer details because has topics that YouTube would bonk me for. But yeah, he's going through some shit, but is actually still alive, which is crazy. I am wishing nothing but the best for him. World is tough. Kinda just gotta hope that you can get through it sometimes. Unfortunately, it's not a topic I really have all that much knowledge on, so can't really talk about. But yeah, nothing but the best for him. Oh, can you hear my wrists crack? Early arthritis, probably. Anyway, to a slightly better, not better, slightly less depressing topic, please. So you broke your wrist? Probably did. I mean, I'm probably only a couple of steps away from breaking my wrist. I mean, it all started in high school when I got a cyst. I got a cyst right on my wrist, right here, because I was writing too much. Which sounds counterintuitive considering you're in high school and you're supposed to be writing, but one of my classes was AP World History, and that fucking class, it was so bad. We literally had to handwrite all of our notes in pen, like, every single week. So I was literally writing from the start of class to the end of class every single day, whatever notes I could conjure up. And my notes were shit too. Like, I nearly failed that class. I only got out because I knew a guy who was actually good in the class and was able to copy some of his notes for the final exam. And because of the existence of the what I personally would consider the greatest video ever put to YouTube, history of the entire world, I guess. Like, genuinely, without that video, I would not have passed the class. That thing literally came out right as my finals were getting started, so I just used it to study. And it genuinely worked. It should not have worked, but it did. And I was barely able to scrape by with a C. So yes, for that I will be forever indebted to Bill Wirtz. I hope I pronounced his name right. American education system is shit. Because that teacher legitimately taught me nothing. Like, I'd be fine with writing notes for an entire class. I literally did that the very next year in AP US history. The problem is that this teacher literally didn't teach. He just stood at the back of the classroom for the entire class time while we were all just sitting writing notes. Like, we had absolutely no guidance for any of this. We were just told, okay, read the book and start writing notes. And it's like, fucking what? Yeah, I despise that class. Despise that teacher, too. That was the straw that broke the camel's back that basically made me say, fuck it, I am not doing AP classes anymore. Yep, because the very next year had my absolute best teacher in AP US history. Still remember his name, which I will not say just for the sake of identities being kept secret. I still remember him because every day after we were finished learning, we would just play fucking Smash Melee. Because he had an old CRT in his classroom and a GameCube, and we just played. It was a damn good time. I miss that teacher. Favorite horror film? Scream. The original. It's the perfect blend of scary and funny. I was miraculously able to go like 20 something years without spoilers for that movie, which is crazy considering the YouTube channels that I watched before watching the movie. But yeah, I was able to avoid spoilers, so I did not see that twist coming. Magic, a requel is a movie that takes the same title as the original movie, but is technically a sequel. So, Scream 5, Halloween 2018, I think Evil Dead counts, and there's others that I just do not remember off the top of my head. But those are the biggest ones, and they were crazy in the horror space for a couple of years. Texas Chainsaw had one. Yeah, it was a whole subgenre for a while. So that's what Scream 5 was basically covering, is requels. Oh, okay, well, despite not being bent over, my back is still hurting. So that's nice. Gotta sit back, because This is clearly not good for my back for the rest of the stream, if I'm going to be going for who knows how much longer. Yep, Bane got to my back. He broke me. I'm sorry, but this is the end of Clown Puncher 139. That wasn't right, damn it. That was not the right color. No. How could I fail so badly? Lori, the 139 is simply my favorite number. Because 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. It's just a bad math observation that I liked, so I just implemented it. And that's it. I was a math nerd, if you couldn't tell. That was the one subject I was actually good at, consistently. Yeah, honestly, if I kept up with actually still doing math, I would probably be able to pass whatever class I'd be thrown in today. But miraculously, my first year of college was my last time ever doing a math class. It was Calc 2, I think. Like, I could have gone so much farther than that because I was just consistently good at math, but I didn't because I didn't have to, which honestly probably screwed me in the long run because now I've just forgotten all math outside of basic algebra. And basic addition, which I have to do every week for D&D. I couldn't care less about Zootopia Boro. Never saw the original movie, and don't really care to after what I've heard about it. Jesus, what is she barking at? Almost. The fuck? Who is spraying my window? Okay, my mom is washing the windows for some reason. Sure. I don't know why, considering it's not like we're having anybody over. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be storming again within the next couple of days. So, I don't know. It's her logic. She never really has it when it comes to cleaning, to be honest. I just accept it and move on. And speaking of moving on, Part 3, Batman's Other Ear. Let's go, we're a third of the way done. Oh, we get to actually put this part together. Yay. And come on, get in there.
You can kind of see it. Yeah, look at that. We got Batman's forehead. Nice.
Third of the way there. And now for Batman's left eye and cheek. Well, bruh, man, I did erase. Wait. No, I didn't. What am I talking about? I didn't erase. They just did it anyway because they're a bitch. So long, Boro. Thanks for stopping by. Give that shirt. Got it from Camouflage themselves. Yep, this one. When I play tested Arkham Shadow. Don't wear it all too often because, I mean, frankly, it's just not a super comfortable shirt, and it's also very long. But it's good for streaming. It's like my only Batman shirt, basically, so I kind of just have to bear with it occasionally. Yes, Magic, there was a video such as that. But it was a spin-off one with one of their other hosts. I completely forget his name. But yeah, that was a thing, and the video was just eventually hidden for some reason, because I believe he just left the channel. Could be for some other reason. But yeah, unfortunately that video no longer exists, which was very unfortunate because I needed that video for a portion of the iceberg. And when I found it didn't exist, I was sad. Because I remembered seeing it. For years, I would see it in my recommended feed every once in a while. And then it was basically just gaslighting me into thinking it just didn't exist. But just come to learn it was eventually unlisted. So, is what it is. It was just how Batman secretly kills bruh man in Arkham because, and like his logic was that he was able to sit in a singular location for like 24 hours after taking out a bunch of enemies, and because they never woke up, they were secretly dead. Like, that was the whole logic behind the theory, and it was so stupid. Because it's literally just not taking into account the fact that this is a game, and time does not operate normally in a game. Yeah, they took detective mode into account, just said, oh, it's not right. Even though the guys are literally breathing, you can see their stomachs rising and falling as they are breathing. essentially, Brumman, yeah, that's what he was expecting. Was expecting like an actual time cycle to matter, even though time does not exist in Arkham City, or Arkham Knight, or Arkham Asylum, or any Arkham game for that matter. Time is just an illusion in those games. I mean, I'm sure. Wait, that's not the right color. Damn it. I just put it in. You. Yeah, the whole logic was that because the game was left on and Batman was left stationary for X amount of time, that time was clearly passing and these guys were not waking up. Even though, like, if they did, that would just completely break the immersion of the game that you are Batman beating the ever loving shit out of these guys. Yeah, it was a pretty stupid theory. Enjoy magic. Have fun as Spooderman. I really need to replay it. I need to replay all the Spider-Man games. I literally have not played them since my Spider-Man 2 review, however long ago that was. What is it, like year and... It's almost 2 years now, I'm pretty sure. Because it came out in November? Question mark? Was it November or October? I do not remember. Come on. Okay, I think all the rest of this is 2. Alright. Obviously, Lori. I mean, I won't play it on YouTube because YouTube is not going to like that game. They've already age restricted the friggin' trailer. So, I know I'm not going to be able to do anything on that game aside from maybe some random cutscenes. Unless they have like a gore option off or something. Which, honestly, considering Insomniac, they just might. Oop. Okay, that's fine. But, like, even if they do, I'm pretty sure YouTube will still flag it. Because, like, they've flagged not blood before. If it even just looks like blood. Doesn't even have to be red. It can be... It could be black, it could be green, what have you. They'll still flag it. If I can find a way to get around the sensors, Brumman, yeah. You know, I just thought, like, I'm gonna have to get around that same shit for Deadpool VR, too. Why can't YouTube just accept that cartoon violence is not real violence? Why do they have to protect kids in literally all of the dumbest ways possible? Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, like they handle age restriction stuff in literally the dumbest way possible. Like the AI verification was one thing. Like if you want to flag who's allowed to be on YouTube, sure, do it. But if you're going to do that, let us put what the fuck we want on YouTube. Like, why do you gotta flag my DDLC video for showing a depiction of a hanging? Like, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this video contains sensitive topics, including that. So if you don't want to watch it, go away. And yet they still have to flag the video just because it's got a hanging anime girl. Yeah. I mean, I'm thankful that so far the only videos that I've ever had get flagged are that one and the Deadpool video. Because, yeah, they're violent and shit. And despite the fact that we're literally watching Batman break multiple people's bones every single time that we play an Arkham game, and like watching him fucking torture people every game, it's fine. It's Batman. He's age appropriate. Meanwhile, Absolute Batman rolls in with his fucking battle axe. Okay, we gotta open a new pack now. Gotta open these little browns. Or tan or orange, I don't know what you would call this. I guess it's kind of orange. Well, it's part of his cheek, so I guess it's skin tone. Oh, I'm sure, Craven. I mean, especially if they have a scene even remotely similar to the torture scene, then yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare. But at the same time, I feel like YouTube will also understand that GTA 6 is going to be a gold mine of ad revenue. So they'll probably just let it slip by. Like even if it involves a friggin' topless lap dance from strippers, they'll probably just allow it because it's going to make all the money. And like even advertisers will understand that, so like they won't care about the bad press that could be involved with being associated with GTA 6. I don't know, it's going to be somewhat unprecedented time, I think. Hands a hurtin', boys. Wish there was an easier way to push these in, but unfortunately there's not. Mother as in Earthbound, Wyatt? No, but I definitely want to because I know how much of a massive influence they were on Undertale. Is it row 7? Yes, it is. Did I get the perfect number? Holy shit, I got the perfect number of studs. That should not have happened. Let's go. Played Earthbound and cried. Damn. Well, it is available on Switch Online, so I might have to pick it up soon then. Alrighty, almost done with the cheek. There we go. Oh my god, admitting to piracy in a public YouTube stream? How darest thee? Alrighty. Boom. Right side of the face. Yeah, right side of the face. Done. Oh, hey, Val. Welcome in. That's a surprise. Funny story, was just watching your new Breath of the Wild video. What day was it? Yeah, yesterday. That was a fantastic video. I do know who you are. I just saw your Breath of the Wild video yesterday. And I'm pretty sure I saw you on Charles's big collaboration video. I could be misremembering. But yeah, That was a fantastic video. I just completely forgot to comment on it. Anyway, 10K subs. Congrats. You could do what I did, just do a big Q&A. Work on the DLC side of it. Hell yeah. Good luck with that, because that first part was already insane. Do a live stream, cut it down for the YouTube audience. You could absolutely do that. I didn't do it that way because I wasn't streaming yet. I just did a community post asking, hey, ask me questions. And then I answered questions. And then just did a basic cut down video. But yeah, if you are already doing streaming, that'd be a good way to do it. Do that too, busy making bigger videos. I mean, also, if you want, you could just do like a big video as a and just call it a celebration, because people will watch those. I mean, my 500 sub celebration was just a re-release of my Bad Blood theory. So you can absolutely do just like a quote-unquote big video and call it a big celebration, and nobody will really know the difference. Vertigo, possibly. The way I see it going is similar to what Rocksteady did with referencing Origins. Where, like, they'll reference its existence and the fact that it did kind of impact where the story went with, you know, like the inclusion of Firefly and Deathstroke and all that. Where it's really just subtle references to the fact that it exists without like outright saying that it happened. I feel like they could do the same thing with Shadow, but at the same time it would depend on what point in the timeline they go for. Because I've said it multiple times, frankly, if they're going to do another mainline console Arkham game, that they should just do Batman Beyond. Give us Terry McGinnis, give us something new. Like, move on from Bruce Wayne. We're done with him. We don't need anything else from his story that isn't in the prequel years. And at this point, I want Camouflage to just handle the prequel years because they actually knew how to give it some goddamn respect. Well, Val, put it on your bingo card then. Put it in the free space if you want. Yeah, no, you should absolutely do that. Branch out now while you're still relatively small so that you're not confined to just Batman like this guy. I mean, you've seen what happens when you try to branch out. doesn't usually end well. Occasionally you'll get lucky with one or two, but more often than not, you'll still be stuck with it. Hey, analysis? Well, we're just getting everybody in here. But no, it can't be ASMR because I'm not whispering. And my microphone isn't good enough for it. I would need to get a lot closer and a lot quieter for this to be ASMR. You're welcome, Clippers. I'm never doing that again. This is going to be an odd one. Good, I've done my job then. I wish. I certainly wish, bruh, man. If only it were that easy. It's a very odd direction of things. We'll figure it out. Unfortunately, Lori, no. Like, back when I was doing the original One Amazing Scene videos, like, I spent so long trying to figure out one for Arkham Asylum. Like, I have so many started scripts that are just like a couple of words that like I really wanted to do, but I just couldn't find anything for them. Like, I've wanted to do an Asylum One Amazing Scene for so long, but it's just genuinely impossible. There is no one amazing scene for Arkham Asylum. There's no one scene that like encompasses what the entire story is about. Like, that's what One Amazing Scene is for. It's not just to highlight one really cool scene that I enjoy or whatever. It's to highlight one scene that encompasses what the piece of media is ultimately about. And unfortunately, Asylum just doesn't really have one because it doesn't really have a story like the rest of the saga. It's just too different. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's kind of the point, bruh, man. Like, yeah, that's a great scene, but it's not what One Amazing Scene is about. One Amazing Scene is meant to highlight the things that you never really thought about when you were playing this game. The scenes that just completely go unnoticed, but ultimately hold the most weight. I mean, you could almost consider the therapy sessions with Joker in the visitor center. Like, that's probably the closest contender. But at the same time, it's just not really enough. Those scenes are more comedic than anything else. They don't actually, like, dive into Batman's character arc or whatever. Because Asylum is the one game without a character arc. For anybody, really. It is the most basic Batman catches Joker plot you could get. And that works perfectly fine for a game like Asylum. It just doesn't work for what I'm doing with One Amazing Scene. Which is unfortunate because I fucking love Arkham Asylum, but I just can't talk about it the way that I do the rest of the saga. That's why I did the Everything Actually Wrong With video on it, and half of it was just praising Asylum for being different, being its own thing. Because, like, you can't hate Arkham Asylum, man. You just can't hate it, and anybody that says that they do is just lying. Almost there with this one. Exactly, best man. Like, if you say that you hate Asylum, you're just saying that you hate Batman. That's kind of the long and the short of it. Most games can't be hated because that means every single aspect of it needs to be bad. Well, that's kind of a. I don't personally see it that way. Because, like, I've talked about this plenty of times on the channel. I fucking hate Dark Souls. I am never going to play any Souls-like that isn't a Jedi game. Because I have only had a terrible time with Dark Souls. Never enjoyed it. And I can acknowledge that it has great, good, even great aspects. But I despise that series, and I'm never going to touch it again. That's at least not personally how I would interpret hate. Yes, I did, Dark Spider. First time that I played it, I was going through relatively easily. I mean, I was struggling as much as I was probably expecting to, dying a couple of times. Made it through the first area in like an hour probably. Got stuck on the Taurus demon for 6 hours. Couldn't get past it. It was just pain and suffering, trying to beat the boss, and then failing miserably, going all the way back to the bonfire, and having to do it all over again. And then, when I finally did beat it, because I did eventually get past it, the first thing that happens after I go through the gate to progress the game was I died randomly to a dragon that I had no idea would be there and was sent all the way back to the bonfire again. And that was the breaking point for me. I could not continue after that, at first. I rage quit the game, didn't touch it for like 5 days. But then, eventually, because the only reason I did it was because I needed to play it for a class. So I did go back. Come on, hair, get out of there. Anyway, I did go back. Because I had to for a class. I went forward, found out that the boss did in fact stay dead, so I didn't have to redo it all again. Eventually found a new bonfire. Still got stuck after that. There was some, like, boar or whatever that was just completely blocking my progress. Couldn't get past it for another 3 hours. And at that point, I was just done. Like, I was not having even the remote, like, the slightest inclination of fun. There was a little bit at the start when, like, I was kind of struggling, overcoming a couple of difficult obstacles, making progress. But then literally just repeating the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again for 6-10 hours it just broke me. I could not go back after that. Damn it. Went under my bed. Hope I don't need that. Yes, I would, Vertigo. Any Souls game made by From Software, I am never touching. Because it is going to be nothing but pain, suffering, and agony. And there's Batman's eyes. We did it. Halfway done. A little more than halfway done, maybe. I don't know. Some number. Alright. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and get more water. Because I'm talking a lot. But I will be right back. Alrighty. I back. Hands are still hurting. I mean, you can even just see like how red kind of my thumb is. So, yeah, fun day. Let's see what we're doing now. Well, Baggy, funny you should mention that, because that got a whole hell of a lot harder now for me. Because Arizona banned it. Okay, I could have worded that better. But you get my point. Arizona banned prawn as a whole. Or at least cracked down on those sites, making it impossible to access them without first showing off your government ID. No. So yeah, you literally cannot access those sites anymore if you are in Arizona. Which I am. And that sucks. Only the most optimal and appropriate topic. Haley's World. Yep, they're cracking down on that instead of actual problems in the world. Which is just so much fun for everybody involved. Anyway, that's my fun fact for my fun political fact for the day. Wait, when was she with Jason, Lori? Yeah, that's true, Val. I just saw that the other day. That fucking sucks. And it's just gonna just go great for the economy, isn't it? Yep, totally. Gonna ruin Hollywood too while he's at it. Why not? Hollywood's already ruined itself half the time now. He's just gonna ruin it even faster, I guess. Because why the fuck not? Soon enough, there'll be a revolution. Maybe. If not in the midterms, then some other time. Regardless, I hope it's soon. Sound like anarchy? Well, yeah. I mean, I've said it in multiple videos. Frankly, I agree with anarchy half the time. Bro has a goddamn point. There's a reason he has so many friggin' followers. Same with the Rat King. They're just right. Thank you for the shirt compliments, Stephanie and Dark Knight. Been getting a lot of shirt compliments today, which is weird because I have worn this shirt before multiple times on stream. Okay, is right minus the bombs. Precisely. But even then, it comes down to a certain point where the bombs are not as crazy as they sound. As long as there aren't people in the building, of course. Exactly, Baggy. I would much rather have the people in power not doing anything than doing things that actively make things worse. And I already hate them for not doing anything. Any place to go? This is number 6, so as soon as I'm done with this little piece right here, this will be 3.5 left. Yeah. That is correct, Brahman. That is ultimately anarchy's biggest flaw, is that he doesn't care about innocent people because the way he sees it is that quote-unquote innocent people are just bystanders who didn't do anything, who could have done something and didn't. And that is a really bad mentality to have as a freaking revolutionary. Because not everybody can fight. Not everybody has the courage to fight. And threatening to blow them all up for not joining you is just a one-way ticket to lose your credibility. Because, like, he's got the right mindset, he's just slightly misguided. That was really why I was thinking he was gonna be the Rat King. Because, I mean, it just made sense, like, going further along in his beliefs. Almost like, I don't know, reinventing himself as something new. I don't know. Yeah, there's a part of me that still definitely wishes that he was the Rat King, because, I mean, that would have just been a fantastic, like, use of a very underused character. But at the same time, I am very happy with the story that we got because it's just fucking amazing. Yeah, the smooth studs would have been a lot nicer, Paul, but unfortunately, we're stuck with regular studs. It is what it is, though. Now that would have been a twist, Baggy. And I'm here for it. Yeah, it really does suck that they didn't bring him back. Especially because they just flat out mention him in Arkham Knight. Like, thugs will just randomly talk about him for no reason, despite the fact that he's not shown his face in, what, 10 years, basically? Yeah, they really should have brought him back for something. They did, if I'm not mistaken, they did actually have him show up on radio shows in Arkham Shadow, which is still a cool way to bring him back. But I've not listened to those. That's like the one piece of Arkham Shadow stuff that I haven't listened to, are the radio shows, which I probably should get on because I'm sure there's a ton of good stuff in there that I am missing out on. Talking about the Question radio show about the Court of Owls. Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed. Yeah, and also I still stand by my theory that the thug in the diner at the beginning of Arkham Knight should have been Anarchy. Like, that feels like a perfect use of his character. And it just doesn't make sense to be Jason. I still don't believe that it could have been Jason, even though it's, like, deliberately said that it is. I don't buy it. Do not buy it. Court of Owls took out Anarchy. Probably, to be honest. I would not blame them for doing so. He is he is their biggest objector, basically. Alrighty. Left side of the face. Done. This will be a minute. Oh, I didn't put the things in. Whoopsie. Knew I forgot something. There we go. Bat eyes and nose. And put it together with bat forehead. Hopefully, maybe. If we can actually get it. Come on. Get in there. Boom. We got a bat head. Let's go. Now the bat chin. Oh boy, that's a lot of twos. A lot of big clumps of things. More like a man head. The ears are very small, I will say, so it is hard to tell if it's Batman or man. Big man, it's no secret. Like, I don't hide it. I've had this literally since before I started streaming. And I didn't even get it myself. My old roommate back in college just gave it to me as a gag gift. But I still use it because it genuinely gives good wrist support. This is going to be a long one. And not a very interesting one, unfortunately. Honestly, Baggy, not a terrible idea. That would be pretty funny. And would give me options for whenever the padding wears out on this one. The Black Cat or Catwoman? I mean, both are very similar. They're ultimately just hot kleptomaniacs who both have an interesting affinity for whips and bondage like apparatuses. So both would be pretty good, I must say. Really, whichever one would take me. Doesn't Black Cat have bad luck powers? Never heard of that. If that's true, I sure wouldn't know it. I mean, just for familiarity's sake, I'd probably pick Catwoman. Because frankly, I don't know anything about Black Cat. I just know that she's a hot Spider-Man villain with an affinity for cats. Calling modern comic Felicia villain is a stretch. I mean, yeah, like, same thing with saying Catwoman is a villain. Like, objectively, she isn't, but you still categorize her as a villain anyway because it's just easier that way. Like, that's why I did in the villains redeemed video, even though, like, Selina is very clearly not a villain, even in the Arkham series. It's just easier to say villain than, you know, go through this long tangent about, oh, but she's okay, she's only an anti-hero, whatever. I mean, she's still a criminal, so to me that qualifies enough to put on a villain list. Jesus. Yeah, remember what I said at the beginning of the stream about not having to bend over as much? Well, here I am. Complaining about my back problems again. Arkham Harley? Hell no. Not a chance in hell. Other version of Harley? Maybe. It depends. Because I'm pretty sure that Injustice Harley at least tried to go down the redemption route. I don't know if she succeeded at all, but they tried at least. And like original animated series Harley absolutely could. But Arkham Harley, absolutely not. Talked about it plenty of times how she can't. You're running very low on number 9. Which means we're pretty close to done with them, I'm pretty sure. Joker Nuke Metropolis. That is true. I don't really think she would deserve that redemption, but they went down the route of redemption regardless. So, I don't know how successful it is. Never indulged in injustice except for mentioning the Joker Nuke thing in the redemption video, but it is a thing that I know exists, that's for sure. Yeah, Avery, and not just murdered children, but also dismembered their corpses, sewed them randomly back together, and sent them back to their parents to try and reassemble them. Like, you genuinely cannot get much worse than that. And not even just kids, kindergartners, which is like the lowest level of kid you could get. Tips on focusing on making videos. Get distracted too easily. I'm not the person to ask, unfortunately, because I am exactly the same way. Like, genuinely, I will probably go 15, 20 minutes working on something, and then just, oh, I wonder what's on YouTube right now. And then literally get distracted for like 40, 50 minutes before realizing, oh yeah, I have work on my other monitor. Let's go back to that. And then maybe working for 10 more minutes before getting distracted again. Yeah. My brain is not made for having a job on the internet. Honestly, I probably need an Adderall prescription. But at the same time, I'm too lazy to go and get a medical professional's opinion on it. I probably should before I'm off my parents' insurance policy. But I don't know. Buy an Origins. No. It does not have Infinite Predator. And I think you've got it backwards because Arkham City does not have Infinite Predator, but Arkham Knight does. Next video. Assuming everything goes to plan and this sponsor pulls through, next video is going to be the Bat Family feud. I should be getting the details finished within the next couple of days. And then I just need to film a sponsor segment, send it over, and get their approval. And after that, because I have finished the video and I'm waiting for another potential sponsor to get back to me for this one, but this probably isn't going to happen. But pretty soon after that is my hopes and dreams for Arkham Shadow 2. Since we basically got a totally not confirmed, but basically confirmed from Camouflage and Roger Craig Smith that we are going to be getting an Arkham Shadow 2 at some point in the future. Who knows when? Likely soon. Yes, my hopes and dreams, even though I did not even play that song in the Undertale video. Because it just never fit in. Ah, shit, you're right. I need to get my Halloween special started. I have not thought about what I'm going to do this year, so I might need to get on that. But also, ba-boom! Lower cheek done. Just 2 left. Oh, I have gotten tons of those emails, Val. It's so bad. I really hate seeing those. Because, like, they make it through my spam folder and get to my actual inbox, which just pisses me off because I'm thinking, oh, hey, an email, what's it say? Oh, AI? Fuck you, spam. Like, I'm always so tempted to reply to them, with something like, yeah, pay me $1.9 billion and I'll advertise your product. Like, that is genuinely the only thing that would ever get me to advertise AI. They would need to pay me over $1 billion to do it. And even then, I'd be hesitant because I fucking hate AI so much. Yeah. And for the record, I was on this train before it took off. Took out of the station. I was hating AI before it was cool. Alright, we got a lot of face for this section. So this will be interesting. I really hope that video was satire, Lori. Like, it makes sense for it to be satire, but at the same time, with the way that the world is going, it very likely might not have been. Which is unfortunate. Because it just means that they're Clanker supporters. And they'll be doomed with the rest of them. Yeah. AI ain't taking over the world anytime soon like people think it is. It's too dumb. It doesn't matter how much quote-unquote smarter it's getting, because it's already gone into a recursive feedback loop. AI is already learning on AI, which AI was already ridiculously stupid at the start. So now that it's learning on itself, it's just getting even dumber. And it's going to keep getting even dumber until people actually realize, oh, this isn't making us money. Okay, let's maybe stop now. Like, that is the only way that AI is going to go away, is when all the suits realize, hey, you know, people are starting to hate this. Maybe we're not going to make any money. And then that'll just be the end of it. The exact same thing happened with NFTs. No fucking thanks. And it's going to happen with AI too. I can already see it. I predict it. I will bet money on it if anybody would take me up on that bet. AI is going to crash and burn the exact same way that everything else does that everybody tries to get money on. Absolutely not, 64. At least not in our lifetime. It's too fucking stupid. And furthermore, AI requires human input to even be tangentially related to intelligence. The only reason that an AI doesn't crash and burn is because a human is there to keep it in line. Like, you've seen all the shit that Elon Musk does for Grok, where whenever it starts going even slightly incorrect, so to speak, for his views or whatever, he takes it offline and does some quote unquote maintenance. If it was just left to be however it wanted to, the world would be a whole lot different. It would be a whole lot different. Exactly, Val. There is no in between for Grok. Okay, which one is 13? We're opening another bag, boys. Let's go. Honestly, like, sci-fi writers saying that AI would kill us all, they were right. They were just wrong in the execution. Because, yeah, AI is going to be our downfall, but not because it's going to rise up and completely overthrow humanity or whatever. It's just because we keep listening to it when it's continuously feeding us objectively bad misinformation. We're not going to have Ultron, but at this point, we're going to wish we did. Because at least Ultron would be a swift death. But also, actually, in regards to that, think back to Terminator. How the reason that Skynet kept humans around in the first place was because it needed system maintenance. Like, it literally couldn't even create robots to do the system maintenance for itself. It needed humans to do that. And AI is exactly the same way. It only exists because of us, and will only continue to exist because of us. To quote Mr. Jonkler, we both exist because of them. Where to now? I guess just go straight down. Assume ignorance over malice. Honestly, yeah. Especially with the way a lot of people are in the world right now. That's just a good way to put it. Some people are just too fucking dumb. For their own good. I haven't seen it, bro, man, but I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I saw a video in my feed talking about it. And yeah, that's fucking disgusting. And I hate whoever made it with a vengeance. You are the clowns that I punch. I will find you and I will hurt you one of these days. Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to say it, Val. I just like going on tangents about AI because I know I'm gonna be right. I am that confident in myself about this particular subject. And I just like being right. But don't we all? Mod is still up. Fantastic. Yay. Yeah, it's disrespectful to both parties. Kevin, by tainting his legacy and making him say something that he never said, like, completely going against his wishes, no doubt, and disrespecting Roger for his fantastic performance, which has always been underappreciated and will continue to always be underappreciated because everybody is just too obsessed with always having Kevin Conroy. I mean, I don't blame him. His voice is Batman. But, like, you gotta keep your mind open to other options. There have been so many fucking people that have played Batman over the years. Roger is simply one of the newest. And just happens to be one of the best. Who I'm pretty sure Conroy gave his blessing for when he temporarily took over in Arkham. Because, like, there was a whole thing about Kevin not being back for Arkham Origins. And, like, people getting up in arms or whatever. But I'm pretty sure then he came out and said that, like, Roger did a phenomenal job. I could be completely making this up and talking out of my ass, but I feel like I remember seeing something like that. Accidentally leaked Night because he was asked about Origin. Exactly. He didn't even know Origins was being made until somebody asked him about it at a convention, and he completely slipped Arkham Knight instead. And it's like other Batman projects have been made without him even before his death. Like, prior to the Arkham series, he was kind of gone from Batman for a while. Like, there were a lot of other people playing Batman in voice acting roles before he came back for Arkham. Exactly, bro, man. Exactly. will say I am amazed that so far I've only dropped one stud all the way to the ground. And I can hopefully get it relatively easily because it's just barely under my bed. Alright. Mouth and chin. Just one piece left. One piece left. And then also the frame, because we have a lot of pieces left. That's right. Honestly, I could believe that it's just about anything that he said in Suicide Squad. Laurie. Because he had to say some crazy stuff in that game. That was very much not Batman-like. No, Avery, have not played Season 2 yet. Or Enemy Within, as it were. I plan to, eventually. I just need to find time for it in between everything else that I'm doing. And if you can find it for $5, Haley, sure. But otherwise, I would not bother. Because you're really not missing out on much. Is it really $3 now? Oh my god. What a colossal fuck up. That they just could not save. Is there a voice that keeps me away from it? Well, if you never play as her, you'll hear it less at least. I mean, in my opinion, Val, it really isn't that bad. Like, on its own, it is a perfectly serviceable game with fun enough mechanics that you could pick up and play for like an hour. But it is also just really fucking boring to play any longer than that. And from a story perspective, it's just absolutely awful. I won't defend its story in the slightest. It is shit. Resident Evil 6 of Arkham. That's one way to put it. Wait, am I correct that Resident Evil 6 is the one with Roger Craig Smith? Or was that one 5? Because I do not remember. Because in that case, if that's the case that I'm thinking, then Roger killed one franchise and then revived another. It's really not, Triton. Gotham Knights is still mid as fuck. And just because, in some respects, it is better than Kill the Justice League, that does not, by definition, make it a good game. Being better than shit does not make you any less shit. It just makes you less shit in comparison to actual shit. Craig Smith and Troy Baker in Resident Evil 6. Yeah, it was smart. But I mean, that also just makes sense because Troy Baker is in everything. You can't go a game without seeing Troy Baker somewhere. He always comes back. Honestly, yeah, Val. I mean, do what's working until it doesn't work anymore. That's what I've done, and look at me now. Building Legos. And getting paid for it. And especially keep it up if you can branch it out into multiple different series like you've been doing. Like the fact that you've gotten into both Arkham and now Zelda is a great start to allow you to branch out further than most people are generally able to. Yeah, don't do what I did. Don't limit yourself to one game forever. Yeah, you should absolutely do that. Branch out now while you still got a chance. Because I didn't do that. I stuck myself with just Batman stuff for the first who knows how many years. And that's just what stuck. I mean, I will admit, I'm thankful that I have an entire series to talk about and not just a single game. Like I know a lot of people unfortunately do. Like, I'm lucky to have, technically speaking, like 8 different games under my belt that I can talk about, while occasionally branching out to other like somewhat similar superhero games. But at the same time, I wish I could just branch out to whatever games I really wanted to talk about at the moment and still have it work instead of just having it be like a special once in a blue moon thing. Alright, we're almost done here. It wouldn't be worth trying, Val. Like, yeah, I'd probably get a couple of people going over to the second place to check it out. But, like, genuinely, every time that I've seen a YouTuber that I like do a second channel, it's just not worked out. Like, I have genuinely yet to see a YouTuber have a successful second channel that isn't like a big company with like multiple outlets like Game Theory or Smosh. Like those guys, it makes sense to spread things out because you want to do the same thing just in a slightly different uh, context, I guess. But I mean, smaller channels that are like focused on one thing, I've never seen it work out. Like a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to have tried doing second channels, and after like X amount of time being on them, they basically just go, alright, this isn't working, moving everything back to the main channel now. And even like big channels that I've seen do it haven't really done it successfully. Like pretty much probably my favorite channel on YouTube as a whole is Dead Meat. And for like probably like 5 months or something, probably not even that, they moved all of their alternative content that wasn't like their main thing that people were going to the channel for over to a second channel. And it just didn't work. Like, basically nobody went over there because nobody knew that that content was over there, even though they kept talking about it in, like, every video and like posted announcements on their main channel for it. Like it just got substantially less views. Even though they kept advertising it, they told their community to go over to their other channel. Why are they yelling? Yeah, people just didn't do it. So after a couple of months, they just moved everything right back to the main channel. And now it's already back there. Like, it was a small experiment that didn't go well, so they just moved it back. And I have a feeling that if I tried to do the same thing, it would be the same way. I'd probably get, like, maybe a month or two out of the concept, if that. And then I'd realize it is just not working, so I just wouldn't bother. And I'd move everything back to the main channel. And there we go. The other side of Batman's chin. And now we get to assemble the full frame. Assuming I can get the things into the studs. Chin. And now, the full piece coming together, maybe, if I can actually get it. Because this is difficult. Come on, get in there. Boom! We got ourselves a Batman. There we go. Boom! But we're not done yet. As we still have to build the actual frame, I believe. Yep, all the way over to 90. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a hard part because now I got to move all of these studs somewhere. Honestly, let's just move them over to the bed and I'll worry about them later. No! Okay. And we didn't even use Joker's colors. Shame. They're in there somewhere. There we go. Just gotta find all of them. Somewhere in this rubble. I think that's all of them. So I'll find them after. Okay. Just all the corners, alright. Oh, hey, Charles. Welcome in. I don't really have one. Dark Knight, because if a band isn't good, I won't be listening to them. You know? Like, I'm only gonna listen to music if it's actually good. Oh, no! Damn it, they all fell to the ground. Crap. I'll do it there. Yeah. Got it. Alrighty. Bunch of plates. Corners, okay. No, Dark Knight, because I don't read comics. I know, fake fan. I've never read a comic book in my life. And frankly, I don't plan on starting now. But I have seen all that's been going on in the absolute universe. And I know that it is fucking wild as shit. I mean, it's only been going for like 3 hours, Marco. It hasn't been that long. For a set of this size that's like entirely studs, that's pretty good time, all things considered. Yeah, it's a miracle I'm even able to read y'all's comments right now. I basically flunked out of English. Twice. That's only half a joke, by the way. I nearly flunked out of honors English my first year, and then second year I did. So I went down to normal English. If that ain't a mood and a half, Val. If that ain't a mood and a half. And if that ain't a mood baggie. I would have streamed some number of times before I did now, but depression, work, depression, D&D, depression. Let's go between, okay. Hope this is the right way. Doesn't have to be a slightly different angle. There's a 4. For an hour-long voiceover, shit. Recording voiceover is probably my least favorite part of the process, just because it puts so much strain on me. And I have to drink so much water. Speaking of, hydrate. Or dihydrate. Get together. Breath of the Wild without being seen DLC. I know that feeling. Yeah, my sessions will usually last anywhere from like 30 to 40 minutes. End up cutting it down to like 15 or 20 because I just mess up so much. Drunk so much water during a voiceover, you need to piss all the time. Getting in the way of work. No, because usually I'll piss before and then piss after. And if it gets to a point where I need to hold it in, I just keep holding it and suffer through. Like I do on streams when I don't want to randomly take a break when I know I've only got like 20 minutes left. Or like during speedruns when I just have to wait for the optimal moment to take the break. But it's never enough. Always lose time. Tucker. It is certainly going.
These are satisfying clicks, I tell you what. Getting Tinder pop-ups on the stream. Why? Tinder pop-ups as in ads or likes or just random bullshit messages that they keep sending despite the fact that you have notifications turned off. Okay, and I think with this last piece that we are just about done. Oh no, we got a little hang device to add in. One more thing. Don't think it's going to matter because I don't think I'm going to hang this, but we will put it in anyway. This way. And just like that, we have ourselves a Batman. Woo! We done did it. I made man. Let's get back up here. Put you guys back down. Bum. That's a nice set right there. I like that set. You like that set? I like that set. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much all that I've got planned for the day, so this is where I will be calling it. Thanks for letting me do that. I needed to do something calm today. I'm Batman. There you go. Alright. I'll call it. Enjoy the rest of your day, week. Whatever it is you're gonna be doing. Thanks for watching, hanging out. I'll see you later, chaps.